Willie D Live.
Yeah. How is moving your way up in fatherhood working out?
Man, I pride myself on being an amazing father. To say I ain't, matter of fact, when we came, I had to stop because my daughter called me.
Yeah.
I think I'm probably one of the best fathers I know. And I set the tone for it. Everybody around me see me, my daughter could call, I'm stopping. What's up? One of the things I did, I moved my daughter mama from New Orleans to Atlanta. Put her in her own crib. And I told her, I got you till you get yourself together. And not saying she not together, but reestablishing her brand, reestablishing her business, reestablishing, being in a new state. And I did that because even though we not together, I understand that she makes my life easy. She's the reason I can travel because she's not, no, it's your turn to watch her. It's your turn to do this. Come get her right now. She understands what I'm doing. And so for me, it's easy for me to replicate that generosity and that appreciation. But also I learned so much from my daughter. She made me vulnerable. She made me feel emotionally. And what I do with my daughter, I may be overcompensating, but because I've never met my father, everything that I wish my father would have done for me, I do for her.
How old is she?
My daughter's 7.
Oh, boy. Well, I'm going to have some conversations with you.
Come on, we here, man.
Man, look here, man. You know what? I personally think, I might catch a little flack about this, but I'm going
to you all right with catching
take my chance.
Yeah, man.
I'm going to take my chance.
You ain't never ran from nothing, man.
I think that if a man's going to have children, he should have a daughter first.
I ain't mad at that.
And here's the reason why I say that. When you have a daughter, it makes you want to live more.
That's a fact.
If you have a son, you want to live, but it's like, he can carry your legacy.
That's a fact.
But you can give him certain tools to navigate through this world. But when you have a daughter, you want to be here every waking day.
That's a fact.
You want to be there to cover her, to make sure she's good, to protect her. You want to be there. I'm talking about the loving father. I ain't talking about you uncivilized much. I'm talking about the fathers. I'm talking about the real fathers out there. Man, y'all know what I'm talking about. was he? All right, you're taking it too far.
Not the mud OG. Not the mud OG. Nah, but I'm with you on that because I always say that if I would have had a son, I wouldn't be Wall Street Trapper. Because I was so, I was so attached to the streets and the way that I would have probably did my son almost the same that my mama did with me. Boy, what you crying for? Come on, boy. What you doing, man? My daughter made me emotionally responsible. She made me emotionally aware. She made me look at the world different. Like, wait, hold up. Even the way I look at women, deal with women. Wait, I got a daughter.
Right.
Hold up now. Back up now. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I agree with you on that. Like, I think even talking to my team, like, they men, but I'm more communicative with them because I got to always explain and talk and be patient when I'm talking to her.
That's right.
So it doesn't help me.
Right.
Like, all right, man, what's wrong? All right, let's talk about it. Man, how can I help you? What's your perspective? What can I do? You know what I'm saying?
Having my daughter taught me how to talk softer.
Oh, yeah.
Because, you have to be cognizant when you're talking to a girl, a woman. My daughter is 27, 28 now.
Okay.
So, although she's a lawyer, she's still a woman.
Man, hold up. Let's salute to that, man. Come on, man. You got a lawyer, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Let's salute to the OG,
I appreciate
man.
that,
Come on, man.
Appreciate it. Yeah, but she is still very much in tune with her femininity. And she's a woman. And so I got to remember, like, hey, hey, man, I'm a ghetto boy, but right now, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got to make sure, I got to be reminded that I'm talking to a woman. And so it just makes you better and it makes you want to live. I'm talking about, again, I ain't talking to you uncivilized much. I don't know nothing what I'm talking about. Now, was you there when your daughter was born?
Yes, indeed.
Say, dog.
I flew in.
Talk about that experience.
So me and her mama, we wasn't seeing eye to eye at the time. I had moved to Atlanta. I just saw another opportunity for me, and I didn't handle this situation right. And but I knew when that date was. So I flew in town, and I was excited, man. Until they put the robe on me, I went from excitement to scared. I was petrified. I put the robe on, I'm shaking. The doctor like, yeah, this your first one? I'm like, yeah. He like, I could tell.
Now, what are you petrified
Man,
about?
I had no idea, man, because I don't know. I was like, this a life. You know what I'm saying? That I'm responsible. Nah, this the thing too, OG. I ain't never been responsible for nobody for myself. I ain't never been responsible for nobody but myself my whole life. When I was homeless at 13, 14, when I was in prison at 16, I was only responsible for myself. I wasn't never mad at my family. I ain't never say my family did me wrong. My mom and my grandmother taught me survival skills. I'm responsible for me. All them thoughts are just going through my head like, man, I got to make sure this baby eat. Man, I got to make sure I protect her. Man, this doctor better not. So when I get in there, so my daughter mama had a C-section. So the doctor actually let me pull my daughter out. So the doctor went in there and like got her. And so I'm standing like, I don't want to touch her. I'm just standing looking. And she was like, Daddy, come over here. So I went over there and she was like, put your hand in. So I literally put my hand inside of my daughter mama and pulled my daughter out. And I was like, take her, doc, I'm about to drop her. I was petrified, so I took her. They let me cut the thing off her, and I'm like, why is she so bruised up and all that? Like, what's going on in there? So, but the one thing I will say is the minute I put it in my hand, it was the minute immediately I said, I'm not going back to the streets.
Got to be on the ground for him, man. Because you can't raise babies from the pen.
I said, I ain't going back. That's a wrap. I ain't going back. That was like, once I looked at her, she was crying. I said, man, I ain't going back to no streets, man.
You know, it's a very vulnerable position to be in, locked up.
Oh, yeah.
And another man
taking care of you.
Oh,
baby. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That really make you feel like you're on some sucker shit.
And you should.
Yeah.
You should, man. Like, so I've made, and let me credit my daughter mama, because I didn't just make them, we both made them sacrifices. My daughter made us get along, and we didn't have a bad relationship, but I just handled something. Like when I came to Atlanta, she didn't want me to leave, but I felt like I was doing the right thing, and I didn't know how to communicate. And my thing was, man, you tripping, man. I'm about to, and I had to go to her and tell her, man, I handled that situation wrong. Like, let's talk about it. And I remember telling her, I can only be a great father if you allow me to be a great father. Because if you decide to try to keep my daughter from me or something, now we wasting time fighting for her than loving on her. And so we just had a great conversation for like 2 hours. And between, my daughter was born in 2016, between 2016 and now my daughter's 7, we probably had like 3 disagreements. Because we always communicating. And so I know the sacrifices that I've made as a father. I know some of the arguments that I've not indulged in, because I'm asking myself, and this is why I credit my OG, my other OG, Eric Thomas. He told me something one day in his mentorship. He said, does you being right move the needle in this relationship? And so what happens is a lot of times we want to prove that we right, but it don't do nothing. It don't do nothing. You just want, I got to tell them how I feel. But what does that do? It don't do nothing but add more conflict to the. So I've had situations with my daughter, mama, say something, and I'll be like, for sure. She not disrespectful. She just telling me her perspective on it. And I had to ask myself, like, is this a battle that's worth me fighting right now? Because it don't do nothing. It may be like, prime example, she called me, she wasn't home. I was on a flight. My daughter mama went to the store, Kroger, to get something to eat for them. But my daughter just called me and said, Daddy, I'm hungry. So So I'm like, where your mom at? Well, she texted me, she said, Daddy, I'm home. I'm like, where your mom at? She was like, she went to the store. I'm like, all right, you want me to order you some wings right quick? She was like, yeah. So I ordered the wings while I'm on the airplane. So her mama texted me about 20 minutes later and was like, did you order her something to eat? I was like, yeah. She was like, Leah can wait. I only been gone 10 minutes. She can wait till I get back. In my mind, I won't say, man, it's just some goddamn wings.
Right.
But is this worth me? So I was like, you know what, man, that's my bad. I ain't get all the details on it. She just told me she was hungry. I sent it. You know what, next time I'll communicate a little better to see what the deal is. That may not be something big, but that could have turned into something crazy via text. You don't know what people's emotions is. People take words wrong. You know what I'm saying? So having my daughter, the sacrifices I've made to be in her life, I'm going to be real with you. And I know people probably say something to me, but I come from it. If you saying you in the street because you providing for your family, or you selfish. Because when you go to prison, we already talked about understanding that prison comes with it and death comes with it. Well, if you put yourself in a situation that increases your chances of getting killed, increases your chance to go to prison, who the hell take care of your kids while you're in prison? Who the hell gonna take care of your kids while you dead? Nobody. So the same people you say you protecting them from, now you just handed it to them on a silver platter.
I think some dudes, when they say that, because I've said that myself before, not really understanding the full ramifications of my actions. You know, like, so it's like, but once you understand the depth of those actions and what could happen, then you know, I can't do this.
You can't do it.
I can't put myself in that position, because if I play myself out of position, then the house is wide open to be raped and pillaged. You know, and this is why single parent households, specifically single mother households, are so difficult to, you know, to live in, you know, conducively. You know what I'm saying? As far as like having, you know, a healthy home environment. People see that. People on the outside see that, oh, ain't no man in that house.
Oh, for sure.
But when they know it's a man in that house, oh, it's a man in that house.
It's different.
Let me go in let me go in the opposite direction. So I absolutely hear what you're saying, man, because, man, you go out there and you get yourself caught up. Now, okay, you say you did it for the baby. First of all, they're not going to understand that. You can talk till you blue in the face. All they going to know is
you're
that
not here.
You ain't there and you wasn't there. So get out my face with that shit. You don't run nothing over here.
That's a fact, man.
And that's the way it's gonna go.